scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for Miami. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll drop to throw. They complete it to Hill. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll look to throw. He's got Green. He showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 45 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. The gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
2nd and 2. Finding Green complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going?
They'll look to throw now on first down. He goes right back to Green. He's got it complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. And Green with a catch left side. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. That's just why I don't play in points per reception fantasy league.
Is that what they call
the receiver
PPR?
still gets a point there, yeah.
No.
And you went that far back, no bueno.
But I'll tell you what, I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game.
So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good, and that will tie us at 24 all. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25. A touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
They won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Inside handoff to Mixon. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And this offense on third down today, they've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 14. Now it's Burrow. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Watch out for Hill on the return. And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Green's got it over the middle. So the completion good for 6 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd down. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Bengals have recovered it.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
up the Bengals here. 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different. Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing. First down. Here's Burrow. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Hurst. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it, turn upfield, and pick up the 1st down. 2nd down and 8. Burrow looking to pass. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line. Yeah, just working the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now it's Burrow. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Got a man, it's Chase, he completes it. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Mixon is into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown. Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up. Meaning, when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone. McPherson on for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. The touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Green brings it in. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Back to throw now on first down. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gets him a first down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield, and when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. You got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Up the middle they go. Green. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They'll set up to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He is going to find Hill here. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
On 1st down, Green. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Now a 2nd down and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Green, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 66 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Now a handoff up the middle. Green. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's caught at the 1. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Now Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bengals strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th.
And that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced a 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead. after the touchdown. McPherson on to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So the Dolphins now down by 7. A minute 36 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Back to throw. On the right side, caught by Green. Only 3 there on the screen at second down.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. The Dolphins moving with a sense of urgency here. He's back to throw. He's got it complete to Waddle. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
They'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in a huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw again. Another catch there for Waddle. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 16. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Second and 6. They'll look to throw again. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. In there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Partner, what a finish to this one. I mean, this offense, they had it down there inside the red zone, but ultimately couldn't execute that final snap to find the end zone.
Yeah, they're going to walk away from this one, and you know what's going to go through their heads the entire time until they get to play again? If we could only have that final snap to do over one more time, maybe with a different play call.